little harder to do, but back then it was free ball. People, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's free balling. Everybody's
Yeah.
changing their name into being whoever they want to be, taking people from just graveyards and becoming them. Literally.
Yes.
It was freelancing. Take somebody else's whole name, learn a language, and turn yourself into somebody else.
Oh, yes.
What the frick these people was doing? So you see, this is the Buccaneers.
Yes, these are the Buccaneers, fam. Come on over here looking for us. Yes, we all that in a bag of chips. Speaker explores relationship between Buccaneers and the slave trade. John Donahue, Associate Professor of History at Loyola University Chicago, spoke Monday evening about Buccaneers and their role in the slave trade during his talk. Slave Revolts and Piratical Capitalism in the Age of Captain Morgan. Donahue said in the 17th century, buccaneers started out as poor French, Dutch, and British citizens who had been delivered into bondage across the Atlantic without their consent, often tricked or manipulated into signing contracts.
There it is, right there. They didn't care because they was trying to get up out of Europe, and then once they hit the Americas, they was like, as soon as we get there, we're out.
Literally.
I mean, of course, because you can just it's a whole new world. They don't even know where they're barely at, yo. We're out. And that's what they did. That's what they did. I mean, any one of you, if that's you, you're out of there. You're gone. You're gonna the first opportunity because nobody can't. How are they gonna do anything? These people don't control anything in the Americas. None of these people do. None of that, really, at this point. You see what I'm saying? So it shows that these people are delivered into bondage. These are the slaves.
Yes.
The people running the planet were the Slavic people. They came here, started scamming. Because look, you got to understand the mentality of the different worlds. To them, this is a new world. A new world.
Yes.
Not a new land.
No.
Not a new island. Not a new any of those things. A new total world.
Yes.
They thought that the Americas this is the new, they still call it today the new world.
Right.
This ain't no new world. This is the oldest planet. This is the oldest lands on the planet.
Literally.
Scientifically, this is the oldest lands on the planet. It's the first land out of the ocean. It's new to you. Because you're new to even looking like you're a person that is supposed to be in a civilization.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, you just got looking human enough to put some clothes on so that you might blend in just a tad bit to walk among.
Exactly. So it's like, that's what you're dealing with. That's what you're dealing with. Our souls are completely comfortable here, and we made it all through here, but we just got to make the light cycle now. You know what I mean? We have a little bit of ways to go.
Yeah.
We're on track, doing well. You see what I'm saying? These people, to them, they don't have this kinds of bloodline to where they feel comfortable in their spirit in this way. You don't know that because in Europe in the 1400s, their children didn't even live past 5 at a 74.5% clip all the way up into 1750.
Wow.
All the way up into 1750, only 25.5% of their children even lived past 5.
Wow. He was over there starving.
He was starving.
Yes.
And the children who lived past 5. So listen to what I'm telling you now. The children who lived past 5, that 25.5%, because 74.5% of their children did not live past 5. Period.
Right.
Only 25.5% of their children in Europe lived past 5. And they had a life expectancy of 30 years old.
Oh.
Yes, you go fact check
terrible.
Earth Speaks every time. You're gonna school yourself further. So you got to realize the mentality that you're dealing with. You see, because the 25.5% of the people who live, those are the people who came here.
Right.
These people have low brain growth development because they are on malnutrition and can't even live past 5 years old.
Literally.
They're complete savages.
Yes.
While we're over here for millions of years, picking off a tree, no worries in the world. That's why when they came over here, they was like, we can subjugate these people because these people don't know nothing. They got every damn thing. They don't even know like that we're their enemy. They think that this is all they're singing songs with us saying this land is your land, this land is my land. They don't even know. They don't know that we're here to take their stuff. So what we'll do is while they're not looking, we'll just hide the histories and make everybody the next generations, and we'll do these little different events that wipe the thing clean to where we can start educating it literally.
Yes.
And this shows right here that this is what happened here. Okay. Our people were way too nice to these invaders.
Still are.
Yes. And I showed with the Aboriginal Polynesians, because I showed that you come from here too. And I had the documents from 1617, the real transcripts. Me and the doctor went over them up here with everyone. Remember doing that, doctor?
Yes, we've done.
It showed where they was tricking. They tricked the people and they put a cross up there and they told them they said they were there to conquer the land and this is for our conquest. But then when the Aboriginal people was like, "What's that?" and he was like, "Oh no, this means the cross means that your king and us, the cross is us, our us being together and all that." It showed that they were scamming and they were using that scam to take people's land because those same Nurians are now associated with the Polynesian Islands. I have those transcripts. Don't make me run them documents because I'll go get them.
No, that's right.
And come back with them.
That's right.
Because I have the real transcripts from 1607 from the actual first settlers. The writings, their letters. I have the letter itself.
I want to get her mom.
I have it in his own
That's
hand.
right.
I'll play. So,
oh wait, it's Earth Queefs. Hey Earth Queefs, you white bastard. You half white black bastard. You trying to be native still? You stupid dumb motherfucker. Get your shit straight.
These are the uncivilized people that are on our lands today. See that? They don't have any real culture for themselves, so they just do that. They don't have any other culture but hate groups. You don't possess the indigenous nature, okay? Because the indigenous nature is loving to everyone, and our group is loving to everybody that came to the Americas, and that was our fault. That was our fault because no other group that came to the Americas is loving to us.
Right.
That's the facts of the matters in the Americas, but then everybody wants to be kumbaya when everything goes down against you. Then you come to us. And that is, we did a whole study about that also, with showing that the Greek gods was us. Right?
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Yes.
How when us, the priesthood, left, there was only low frequency souls on the planet, right? So it talked about how our people were relegated to being defenders of humanity.
Yes. Like
but
they are
not
today.
getting any credit for it.
No.
You see, that's
No.
why when anything happens with any of these human groups, they come, they're like, why are you guys coming to, are you guys coming? Are you guys coming to our thing? Or why ain't y'all come? Or why ain't, because that's, you are the Atlanteans, and that's what happened. That's, you're relegated to defending the humans. That's a fact. And that's what happened with the low souls when after the war and we all left the last time. That's what happened when our souls left the last time. That's why they said some of the pharaohs and some of the bodies that they found, they said that they didn't pass away by getting hurt or nothing. They got mummified while they were alive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they said that some of those mummies was mummified while they were still alive.
Oh, no.
Man, listen,
They
cray. What are you talking about?
They're,
and that's why.
Sadistic.
Because we didn't leave our bodies. We didn't pass away. We just left our bodies and then we went to the inner earth, our souls. We know how to do that. We know how to come in and out of our bodies, no problem. Yes.
Yes.
There's certain realms that you can only go to like that. So we do that, no problem. We get right to that. So yeah. That's why. Mm-hmm. So I know we went a little bit crazy on a little bit. I took you into the deeper realms of thought on that, but yes, you see, these people don't possess these things, y'all. The Africans, the Asians, the Caucasians, those are the human races. You see what I'm saying? You are not the human race. You see, you're the spaceborne race. You're the race that made the planet. But just so happens that a lot of the people that roam the earth today are spawned from those lower frequencies that stayed on the planet, even in our own land. See, they wanted to be honored among men, and that was the fall of things.
Exactly.
So let's keep going. And that's why these little Slavic people were able to put their little tricks out there, because you see, they trying to show them, yeah, look, all these new people coming over from Europe, and now they trying to be like, yeah, I'm the king, when they get swiftly usurped, because they do operations and they make it look like the people want you out, but they don't. That's just people from over Europe that they paid to make it look like that, like they're doing with this dude over there down there in Venezuela, right? They paid them people down there to be in there protesting and being happy that he's gone and all that. But when you look down into the real videos of them people down there, they're like confused and like, oh no, like that's like a violation. They don't really care about him. Taking him is a violation of that situation.
Exactly.
But I mean, somebody got to mention that all of y'all's is invaders.
Right. Yes, exactly.
And I'll go ahead and mention it, because all of you talking about you need to protect your homeland, and this ain't your homeland. You don't even respect this land. You don't respect the land. We know that because we know that you don't respect the original people to the land. You do everything to culturally appropriate them and diminish their achievements. So that's how we know that there's no way that you could love the land. It's impossible. And look at the lands that all of you people, you races reside in. Anytime that you reside in a land and you're there, there's turmoil and the land suffers. Somebody got to tell you people this. The land suffers because you have little cave quarrels out in the open in the middle of civilizations that you're not really supposed to be in, because you're not fit to be in it, because you can't have peace with you there. You have religions that incarnate hellish beings on their own. You don't understand the spiritual realm So you just fumble and stumble, and you can be easily preyed upon and easily manipulated.
Yes.
This is the truth. This is the real truth about our planet today. Gravity is a law. When that is just the excrement of right of the ether.
Yes, they like hanging down to the ground, real low to the ground. They want to stay down there to the ground.
I can't even find the proper word, but excrement sounds proper for your consciousness, because this is a law to you. You see, if gravity is a law, that means it's over. And that's what happens when the slaves get a hold of the driver's seat. Yeah. They crash out and crash the bus.
Yes. Consistently.
And that's what's happening right now.
These buccaneers who become pirates and make their living ultimately by stealing are themselves stolen, Donahue.
Say that one more time, Doctor.
These buccaneers who become pirates and make their living ultimately by stealing are themselves stolen.
So there we go, right there. So you want to be a pirate? They'd be like, oh, are the pirates black? No. They're slaves.
Right.
Right? They're slaves. They're Caucasians.
Right.
They're Caucasians that were delivered into bondage. They escaped. This is the real story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, it is.
And it makes sense.
Yes.
It's the only story that makes sense. Tap, tap, tap. We're doing wonderfully well. We're past that 150 mark. Let's tap, tap until we get to 200. We need 12 Polaris to get to the live stream goal. Whatever loot that they got, whatever provisions they were traded, the spoils would be divided equally among the brethren, Donahue said. They organized themselves along decidedly anti-capitalist lines.
Now you see this here. Now you see this is the first formations of these American colonization societies and all of the American colonization for colonizing the free people of color of the Americas. Because they still call us people of color today, right? So so the American Colonization Society's name was the American Society for Colonizing the Free People of Color of the Americas. So how is Native Americans? When were you ever called people of color? Yes. Never. You're never called that. Never. You people just call us black so you can sleep good at night, knowing that you people lied about the histories and who you are here, and that you're not friendlies.
Right.
You had to lie about your existence to even be next to the Atlantean people. You have to pretend to be somebody else that you're not.
Wow. Nevertheless, Donahue said soon the Buccaneers teamed up with the British colonial settlement in Jamaica in order to stifle Spain's thriving trade.
Wait a minute.
The Buccaneers saw an opportunity.
Wait a second. They just told on themselves. Yes. You told on yourself because how does Spain have a thriving trade when we know that these people are calling themselves the Spanish?
Right.
These are the same people that start learning Latin and then calling themselves Spanish. You see? Spain has a thriving trade in the Americas because Spain is Cuba.
Exactly. So they were teaming up against us in our homelands. Yes. Let's gift our host.
Here it is right here. Job. Here's a document that proves that Spain is Cuba, and they're trying to, the kings lived here in the islands, and they have all kinds of different places all over the mainland. You see what I'm saying? And they had all the traders in here. You see what I'm saying? North and South America, right? That's how you know the people in the islands are all the same people as us. Because except for the African bloodlines that usurped our bloodlines in there, trying to act cool down there, but we're identifying you now, right? But back in the day, right, before all of this colonization and all this, North and South America, the people who lived in South America and people who lived in North America would come right here, right into the islands and into Central America and trade from the lands. The stuff from the north would be here, and the stuff from the south would be down in here. So the people who wanted to do trade, they mostly came in here. They had their own local trade also. I can show you those things too.
Right.
But when they wanted, the Cuban tobacco or the Spanish tobacco, the Spaniard tobacco from Spain, they'd have to come down in here and get it. See what I'm saying? So, and they would stock it on up and, bring them. Then next year they come back down. You see what I'm saying? And some people would go down to South America with their family, and then other people would go back up to North America. It was just like that. You see? So let's zoom into this map right here. Zoom in.
Yes. All of it was our land. All of it, we were family. We lived different places. We visited each other. We traveled. Nobody bothered us. We were.
That's exactly how everything worked here. As you can see here, here is the King of Spain. His islands, there is much gold in the Caribs that eat men right here. There it is. It's right there. Spain is right here. The King of Spain that's what Cuba's real name is Spain. The word Spain means the land of rabbits. That's what the word Spain means. Rabbits are indigenous to the Americas. They try to take rabbits over into where they call Spain today. 90% of those rabbits passed away. Half of the Earth's population of rabbits are still in North America today. That's a fact. This is Spain. That's a fact. Yeah.
Yes. It is indeed. Yes. It's so good to see the truth and know we're not cray-cray like them. We got plenty of good sense.
Yeah, no, Spain, the word Spain means the land of rabbits. You can go look that up. Go look it up right now. You'll see. That's what it means. The land of rabbits. Yes, and this is the land of rabbits. Come from here. If you don't know, you should go fact check the things that I'm saying outside of the documents that I'm using, because they are on the bean. Trust me. They are on the bean. Let's keep going, Doctor.
The Buccaneers saw an opportunity to increase their wealth, and the English saw an opportunity to acquire the labor they needed to begin robbing the Spaniards.
So there it is. See, look, they start coming here learning Latin. The Germans, they come here like in the places like Baldwin Cane, or you call in Puerto Rico. They started learning Latin, calling themselves Spanish. Now, Spanish and Spaniard is interchangeable, and that's what they meant to do.
Exactly.
Spaniards are the nobility. These people are not nobility. You see that? This is where they tricked everybody. Once you start listening to these people and acting like and see, they get in your face and they're like, oh no, we're act so innocent. But these people are not innocent, yo. They have a nature about themselves. When they get into private, they do dark things, man.
Yes.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And not all of them, but most of them do. Right. I'm saying most of them. So as a unit, the ones who don't say anything about the ones who do. So you're basically in the same programmer. Unless you have our bloodlines and like, then it's a different
Remove
story. Your
yourself
nature's
from
a
it.
little different. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of those people all around the globe, people who present in all kinds of different ways. There's Asians and all kinds of stuff. You see what I'm saying? But that they have one of their grandpappies one night, their grandma, she did the right thing and went and got her an Atlantean at the club the one night. And next thing you know, you got popped out and she you know what I mean?
Yes, like that.
It went down like that, and because there was a whole lot of that going on in that low frequency, because everybody's running in their root chakra. You know what I mean? Nobody is in this frequency at all, where their intellect has risen above their.
Innovation in the colonial economy called privateering. This is essentially state-sponsored piracy. Donahue said the Buccaneers, led by Captain Henry Morgan of Wales, pillaged many Spaniard settlements, most famously Porto.
Captain Morgan! That's why they out there drinking that and acting crazy out here still. Talking about, drinking Captain Morgan.
Yes.
Captain Morgan wasn't a fake dude. Look, Captain Morgan was drunk and acting crazy out here in the Americas, man.
Literally. Stealing everything. Donahue said the Buccaneers, led by Captain Henry Morgan of Wales, pillaged many Spaniard settlements, most famously Porto Bello and Panama. These were massive forces attacking cities, destroying them and relieving them of their wealth, Donahue said. So the Buccaneers provided the key military labor for extra something capital from the Spaniards' empire that was brought back to Jamaica and invested for the purposes of sugar planting.
You see this, Shaw? So see, now they have coupled themselves in with the British corporation now, because they went and was stealing a whole bunch of stuff. Now they look like they got a couple of dollars, but these are slaves.
Right.
These are slaves. Now these people now paired up with the British people now, and now they got the foothold up in here. They ain't start controlling the narrative until the 1800s, though, where they get a hold of the school systems and the newspapers and all of that kind of stuff. You see what I'm saying? Then they start perpetuating the slave stuff. But if you let them tell it, they're in the Americas at this time, and they're conquistadors.
Right.
Conquest and all of that stuff. No. You was a pirate. You were a slave that was brought here, broke free, and then became a pirate. Then you banded up with other pirates, got that money, and then banded up with a bigger pirate called the British, British Crown, the fake British Crown. Yes. The biggest pirates on the planet.
Yes.
Stole everybody's birthright. They're going to give it back.
Ashe. New page, sir.
It's the new page, huh? Yes, we got plenty of new pages.
I know that's right. The Prince got plenty of pages, plenty of information for our elevation. If you're enjoying yourself, participate, comment.
Did we already do this
one? The same one. That was the one we just finished. Yes, tap that screen. Show yourselves that you appreciate the sun knowledge coming from our Father through his Son, our Prince. So it's changed this energy.
Sure.
Okay, this is new. By turning mercenary for the colonial regime in Jamaica, we see people fleeing from unfree labor becoming instruments of enslavement themselves, Donahue said. I call this conflicted resistance. The intense influx of African slaves made each slave increasingly expendable. To the
now,
point
that's why I showed you the thing before. That's why I showed you that the Maya were being enslaved, right? Now you see in these documents, they're genociding their paper, genociding us here, calling us Africans. African slaves, but these ain't Africans. I just showed it that ain't Africans.
Right.
You're calling them Africans because you threw them into the slave markets. And you're part of the people that did it, and you're perpetuating it. You see? So you shouldn't really be telling this story.
No.
Because you're part of the invaders here.
Right. 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 Like, duh. The intense influx of African slaves made each slave increasingly expendable, to the point that Donahue said it was more profitable to work a slave to death than keep him healthy. This is a holocaust of the early modern period, a holocaust driven by profit maximization. Donahue
right, so
said.
profit maximization don't mean that you're taking boats from over here when you was just delivered into slavery over into Africa, where they got a bunch of malaria and the seasons are completely different. Like when we have summer here, it's winter in Africa. So you don't even know when to plant the crops or nothing. You don't know what crops are poisonous and what ain't. You can walk up to a poisonous berry bush and just eat and just be going. So how do you even have all the crops have a certain knowledge to it? It's obvious that you are enslaving the Aboriginal people who know how to plant those crops. If I ask a person in Africa how to harvest cinnamon, they'll be like, oh, well, you go over to the plant and do this. But when it's a tree, you know what I mean? You harvest it from a tree.
Yes.
They wouldn't freaking know how to do none of that. They don't know.
No.
You see?
Yes. This is a holocaust of the early modern period, a holocaust driven by profit maximization, Donahue said. This is a murder machine. However, by 1693, slaves outnumbered their white slavers by a ratio of around 5-1 in Jamaica, Donahue said. Consequently, slaves began to revolt and form their own settlements on the islands called Maroons.
There it is. Well, watch this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We watching, Prince. We watching. Tap the screen. Hopefully you're taking wonderful notes and screenshots so that you can review later. While natives,
Aboriginal Americans, because this didn't happen to Native Americans.
Okay. While Aboriginal Americans had been forced into slavery and servitude as early as 1636, it was not until King Philip's War that Aboriginal Americans were enslaved in large numbers, Fisher wrote in the study. The 1675 to 1676 war pitted Aboriginal American leader King Philip, also known as Metacom, and his allies against the English colonial settlers. During the war, New England colonies routinely shipped indigenous Americans as slaves to Barbados, Bermuda, Jamaica, the Azores, Spain, Tangier, and North Africa.
Those ain't Africans that you bringing down in there.
No.
Showing you very clearly them same time periods and who all of the people that you're bringing, those ain't Africans. You calling them Africans. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. They just lie. Good night, sweetie.
Right, and we're not going to keep letting you lie. Especially when I got the documents to pack you off the lands.
Yes. These rebels were so powerful that the British were forced to come to terms with them, and the Treaty of 1739 recognized the sovereignty of these Jamaican maroon communities, Donahue said. Your shoulder's in the way, sir. What makes this so fascinating, he said, is despite how buccaneers are in part responsible for the prevalence of African slaves in Jamaica, and the buccaneers and maroons were very similar in their quest for sovereignty after escaping.
Now you see that right there. These people are full of crap and just be talking just because they got a hole in their face.
A hole in their face, Prince. Prince said they talking because they got a hole in their face. Okay. Tap the screen, fam.
Uh,
Gift
for real.
Prince. Yes. What makes this so fascinating, he said, is despite how buccaneers are in part responsible for the prevalence of African slaves in Jamaica, the buccaneers and Maroons were very similar in their quest for sovereignty after escaping enslavement. Buccaneering parallels the development of the Maroon societies of the Caribbean, Donahue said. In some ways, buccaneering is a floating Maroon community, but we see that this history gets very complicated and conflicted.
Yeah, because you're telling the story and you're an invader. That's why you can't say the whole thing, and you're trying to push a narrative. You're not telling the truth. You see what I'm saying? Because you want to be an American and you're not.
Right.
Still trying to play American when you're not. And you know it deep down in your heart. You know that somebody's going to expose it one day.
Hey.
That somebody's
how you doing?
Us. I'm ready. Hey.
Hey, buddy. How you doing? That's me giving our princess tone and a style to, hey, buddy, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, man? That's it right here. Because we're going to show our cultures. We're going to show through our cultures and many other things in here on this study that these people didn't bring any because they're the Slavic slaves. And then they brought the rest of their family members here. Now I'm going to show you those same Slavs that became pirates, that became a corporation, right?
Yes.
Then they say the Moors are the first people to recognize that corporation, right? Mm-hmm. So it shows you the invaders right there. The history of the barbecue.
The origin of barbecue. The history of the word barbecue goes back to the indigenous people of North and South America. The Spanish word barbacoa was used by the Taínos who inhabited Hispaniola, Jamaica, and Cuba. Barbacoa was used to describe the slow cooking of meat over an open flame.
So y'all can get up out of our face acting like you brought this to us when you barely even have a cuisine in Europe, and your national dish in London is bean smothered toast today.
Yes. Yes. A dish that our children would look at us like we were crazy. They would look at us like we had lost our minds.
It's a straight up Holocaust meal. Goddamn, that's your national dish is a Holocaust meal. Goddamn, Anne Frank meal. If one of the kids in the America said that they parents was feeding, fed them. Look, I grew up on bean smothered toast. Somebody would call them people on you out here.
Literally. Yes.
When a kid walked up, that you struggle. I mean, I done had enough sandwich before now. I had enough, when you look in the fridge, there ain't nothing in there. There's always something in there. Some mayo and a tomato with some salt and pepper. Yeah. It's a nothing sandwich, you know what I mean? I've had that, but I ain't never had bean smothered toast, goddamn.
No.
You know what I mean? Never. You went too far. Now.
Yes.
Yeah. I wish that, yeah.
The most common languages.
Listen, if before I ate bean smothered toast, if my mom, when I was a young kid, if my mom put bean smothered toast up in front of me, I would have had sleep for dinner that night. Straight up.
Oh, okay.
I would have had sleep.
Like, that's okay.
Straight up. That's not our culture. That's never been our culture. No. Now I'm going to show you a document that shows, straight up. You're not supposed to be nobody's mom if you're doing sliding that up onto a kid's face.
Right.
That's crazy, man. Where's your father saying something to your mom? That's crazy. Don't keep my kid that. I'll make him a peanut butter jelly something. They don't even like peanut butter and jelly over there. They're like peanut butter and jelly. I seen the lady start to spread Jello on the bread. They thought jelly was Jello.
Oh, wow.
I'm talking about you brought something over here. You spread Jello on the bread.
Yeah.
Because Europe, you was starving and you don't even know about berries, goddamn.
That's rough, Prince.
You wasn't buried up. You know what I mean? They didn't have no chocolate cakes. Their moms wasn't great. They wasn't giving them the chocolate cake. They ain't have no chocolate. They ain't have no cacao. They ain't have none of that stuff over there. They wasn't doing that. It was none of that. They act like this is really going on over there, but it wasn't. You're lying. You're lying. And it wasn't like that all the way up into the 18th century. You was struggling like that. Now we up in the Twinkie, up into the present day, and you still eating beans, smothered toast, running around talking about you gave somebody cuisines. Get the most common language. Now this document shows that when you came here, you wasn't even speaking this language that we're speaking, or Latin, or none of that other stuff. You were speaking Polish and German and Yiddish, Doctor. Okay. Before I get banned from going too crazy.
Okay. The most common languages spoken by immigrants arriving at Ellis Island were Italian, Polish, German, and Yiddish. Other significant languages included Russian, Greek, and various Slavic languages.
So how did you come to the Americas and bring this language here? You didn't. You didn't. This was the language we were speaking universally here. But we spoke all the languages because all the languages come from the Americas.
Shame.
All the languages come from the Americas. These Slavic people started learning the languages. And then once they got a hold of the school system, they called the Mirko language, English. They called the Creole language, French. They called the Latin language, Spanish. But if you go over to where they call in Spain over into Europe today, those people are speaking a dialect of Latin that does not even compute in these lands. It's not the same Latin that we speak here. It's not. It's some Yiddish type of Latin. It's not. It's like pig Latin. It's not just Latin. It ain't the beautiful thing. It ain't. These people are. And French is just their little Indo-Europeanized version of Creole. But most of the Latin-speaking countries are the Americas. Right. I want to get that out the way. So that's the same thing that they did with Portuguese, right? They said that they came to Brazil, which is 92 times larger than the place that they call Portugal today. They said that they came from Portugal, which is 92 times smaller than Brazil, and brought the language to Brazil. Are you out of your mind? How did you even move? Right. So you're telling me that you came there as a foreigner, didn't know no language at all, and that everybody in the country started speaking your language because you were speaking.
Right. That's a 5-year-old's thoughts.
You don't even make sense saying that. How did you even get through the land? How did you talk to people? How did you must have had to learn the language that these people are speaking here. And that's how you know that we created this language also, because they don't create anything with this language. We create all the genres of music with this language. We are the ones who do all the rap. Like when we do rap, you heard the people who do like E40. They do the real quick. Yes. They be hitting that jaunt with the language. These people can't hit that with the language. There's like one dude I know out of their whole population that ever graced, out of billions of them that graced the Americas ever throughout history, Eminem could possibly pull it off.
Yeah, right. That's it.
In a right kind of fashion, possibly. But he'll even say, nah, E40 is the king of that whole thing. So, and that's because we are the ones who created this language to begin with.
Yes.
You didn't teach us this language, so you must have taught us how to do that too. Oh, you brought us from Africa and taught us how to do that, huh? Well, they ain't even doing that. There ain't no E40s in Africa. You bumped your head. You bumped your head. So it shows through us creating all the genres of music, and they had to make a new dictionary from us evolving the language, right? Because when we say cat, the rest of the world says cat.
Right.
It shows that we don't go by Caucasian people, and the rest of the world doesn't go by Caucasians. Y'all go by us.
Ashe.
You go by our inventions, which the toilet, everything from the toilet to the central heating and air conditioning to the refrigerator to the helicopter. You know what they did with a helicopter? Put guns on it. That's what they did.
Right.
Put weapons on a helicopter, made a Black Hawk.
Right.
That's what they did. They don't make innovations. They weaponize everything. That's it. Then make you think that they made it. And you ain't make none of this stuff.
Exactly.
They make none of this stuff. We made the stoplight. The Aboriginal American people made the stoplight. You made a stoplight ticket. All right. We made the phone. Right. You made a phone bill. Okay. That's what you did.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We created all of the appliances and all of that, and you created the bills to go with them. Right. A way for us to pay you for what we created. So tell us how we needed you to come here. Tell us again, please. But we're about to get into the buildings too. I just went into some of the inventions in our music cultures, not to mention our basketball and hockey and all of that. They say, oh, that's Black African American. No, Africa don't do no hockey. It's hot as scorched earth over in Africa.
Right.
Stop trying to attribute ice hockey to a place that has smooth, scorched earth.
Right.
We created, the Aboriginal Americans created hockey. Get over it. You don't create nothing, but you certainly enjoy it so much that you fall in love with the sport so much that you want to act like you did it. And we needed you to come here. But now when the pan is shaking out, just shakes out to, you came here and made a bunch of hate groups and try to make it look like you're the ones who's making all of these cultures to the rest of the world. And now this platform is being broadcast around the globe. And now everybody's seeing like, yeah, you know what? Damn. They really did do that like that. Yeah, they did.
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Yes. And it's a good thing that we see it. It's a very good thing to not be under that veil of not understanding that they're all the same, all of them. And they all just don't like us.
Now we're about to get into your trip when you got here.
Yes.
This right here is that fish grease. You jumped into it. Let's go ahead and get on into it then.
On April the 17th, 1907, thousands upon thousands of immigrants filed through Ellis Island's registry room, a room no larger than 2 high school basketball courts. By the day's end, they had set the record for the number of immigrants processed in a single day, 11,747.
But you in the America saying that we was your slave when you just got here.
Yes, just got here.
Look. Thousands upon thousands.
Right. By the end of the year, more than 1 million other immigrants would join them in starting new lives as Americans. And today, more than 110 years later, tens of millions of Americans today can claim to be their descendants. Your shoulder's in the way, Prince.
Damn!
Yes. They just filled up our lands with themselves. while denying us the liberty of our own land. Tap, 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 fam. This is new. I don't think we've ever read this one. Today, more than 10 years later, tens of millions of Americans today can claim to be their descendants. The trajectory of the 1907 immigrants seems simple. They were eager to put down roots, achieve the American dream, and raise their children and grandchildren as fully fledged Americans. But things were not so simple or straightforward.
Oh. This was your promised land, right?
Yes.
I don't think so. So basically, you're a Slavic person till you land in the Americas, and then you're American. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. They wish.
No.
They wish.
No, because you can't do that nowhere else, can you? If you land in China right now, right? If two Slavic Polish people, Germans, right, land in China and have a baby amongst each other in China, is that baby Chinese?
No.
No. No, that baby ain't Chinese. So what makes you think that you are Maru Khan?
Okay.
Now they walking around out here. We catch them on the internet, and I ask them. I say, "You American?" They say, "Yeah." I said, "What does it mean?" They be like, "Wow." And I be like,
"Yes, they do."
We can start doing it. This ain't a DJ fest. This ain't for DJs. You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
For you to answer a straight question, invader to the Americas.
Yes. Then, as now, immigration was a highly controversial topic. Aspiring Americans didn't need much in 1907. There were no visas or papers, and the immigrant share of the U.S. population had climbed from less than 10% to more than 14%, roughly what it is today.
Can we say that one more time? Then, as now, immigration was highly controversial. Aspiring Americans, see that?
Yes.
Didn't need much in 1907. There was no visas or papers before 1924.
Right.
Now they're down. Now the descendants of these people are down at the borders talking about right here in the Americas when they came here on a boat. They're down here in the Americas saying we need a wall here. This is the homeland. We gotta have homeland security.
Yeah.
This ain't your homeland. Here's the joint right here. You didn't even have papers. You was going over to graves and marking down a new ID.
Yes.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. Because I'm sure that Polish people don't have last names like Washington. Do you think, Doctor?
No way. Impossible.
Do Polish people come here with last names like Dunbar and Johnson?
No, impossible.
I don't think so. Show me a Polish Washington right now. Show me a Caucasian Washington, and I'll stop doing what I'm doing right now. I'll stop doing it. We know why George Washington was not Caucasian. There's no way.
Exactly.
And his name wasn't even George Washington. He appropriated that name. So that's how we know that wasn't even him.
Right.
His name wasn't even George Washington.
Right.
No. A lot of people say his name was Albert Pike. Yes. That was his real name, but then he had another name too. He had a whole nother name too. So he had a couple different names before he became George Washington. Yes, he did. Absolutely.
Tap the screen, fam. Tap the screen. They came over in droves to take over our land, to keep
Where
us
we
in
at?
darkness.
Immigration. So it shows right here. They have no
Mhm.
paperwork or nothing.
Opponents of immigration raised pointed questions about how new immigrants would fit into America, claimed that they would take jobs away from Americans, and fanned the flames of xenophobia.
You see that? Now they're still using those
Yes.
kinds of hot button words, xenophobics and all this.
Yes. They came to create mayhem and just violence and vitriol to keep us off of our toes, keep us all confused.
They're doing corny stuff. Yeah, they just do all of that to try to cause confusion.
Okay. Opponents of immigration raised pointed questions about how new immigrants would fit into America, claimed they would take jobs away from Americans, and fanned the flames of xenophobia. Today, we know these fears about non assimilation were entirely unfounded. The descendants of those 1907 arrivals are unquestionably American, yet the same myths and fears persist. Immigration critics argue that immigrants today less likely to assimilate and succeed than prior generations of immigrants, including those who came in 1907.
You see that? They're talking about
Mhm.
assimilating into our culture here because they don't have a culture here. So assimilate into what? Not you,
Right.
not your culture, because you don't really have a culture here. I mean, it's simple.
But just how different were immigrants who arrived in 1907 compared to their counterparts who arrived 110 years later in 2017? Thanks to the 1910 census, we are able to answer some questions. Using data from the 1910 census and the 2017 American Community Survey, we find today's, bring it up, tap, 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 tap the screen, fam. Let's get it. Today's immigrants speak more English. Among immigrants who arrived in 2017, the vast majority of them, 83.8%, spoke some English partially or fluently. Meanwhile, nearly half of all immigrants who arrived in 1907 spoke no English at all. Bam.
There it is. Right there. This language is not your culture. You did not bring this culture to the Americas. You assimilated to our language. We did not lose our language and culture.
No.
Oh, you just assimilated it.
Yes.
Period. And then told everybody that you did it. You ain't do none of this. Mic drop. Shut you down. Every time I come up here, I put you.
Yes.
I'll put your thing to sleep. I'll put you straight to bed.
To bed. Okay.
Yeah, ain't nothing they can do about that. Like, I mean, it's right there in plain old Mirko. Yes. You didn't bring this Mirko language here. You culturally appropriated it and called it English. That's why you just talk like this when you go to talking, and then you try to correct somebody when they go to talk because you think you wrote this language, but you didn't. You didn't write this language, as I just showed you. You wasn't even speaking this language, and then your people, your president and your president of your corporation that brought you here today is German. So he wasn't speaking English neither. Right. And his wife is German. She don't barely speak English. Y'all are Germans, okay? You didn't bring this culture here. You need to stop. Stop. Who we got here? Paghalula. Halulu. Paghalulu. Let's continue, Doctor.
Yes. Today's immigrants are much more skilled compared to their 1907 counterparts. While only 1.3% of immigrants who came in 1907 had professional, skilled, or technical occupations like lawyers and engineers, more than 34%. Yes, I mean they was the poor peasants and laborers, sir.
So how did you come to the Americas and civilize the Americas when you didn't even have any skills?
No skills, sir.
And how are anybody your slaves? How? When you didn't have any skills when you got here. None. My people are all of the people who had all the skills here. Period. Then taught your people, which we should have never did. Because then you started developing industries and used the things we taught you for evil purposes. Now,
literally.
Now look at you. You're getting exposed.
Big time. It's over. It's called cladouche. That's a word we made up in our community. Cladouche. Okay? Okay. More than 34% of immigrants who arrived in 2017 did. So 1.3% compared to 34%. Today's immigrants are much more diverse. In 1907, nearly 9 out of so many immigrants came from European countries. Meanwhile, in 2017, immigrants came from destinations around the world like China, Brazil, and other places.
Now you're seeing all these people now, they're saying they're Native Americans and all this other stuff now. Yeah. It's just a whole ridiculous shit show that they brought here. You see that? Literally. Now they're acting like we were their slaves and all of this and try to give us their identity and so they can act like they're the Americans and we were slaves of theirs that was when they was being brought here. So while y'all were being brought here, you somehow stopped off and had a war in Africa, brought some people with you that from Africa, and they was your slaves when you got here. Get the
the lie goes deep. The lie goes so deep. But we got a prince and our son and our father and our mother Earth that cracked that code. How about that?
Get into the pictures. A lot of this stuff's going to be pictures from here.
Yeah.
Here's these pictures of you coming here and what you look like, showing that you didn't bring no cultures here, man.
No. You were dirty. Your children are dirty. You're hungry. You needed us. Look, dirt.
You wasn't washing properly. None of that. You don't have no filthy pictures of us like this.
No.
You don't. You don't. You don't. We got filthy pictures of you coming on the boats, man. Had you had your daughter's hand? That was the gnarled black hand of disease. And what is got? And you let him go, put the hand right up to the mouth. She ain't saying nothing, ain't even looking nothing. She ain't got
no. She's not
That's
even
because she was doing the same thing with her hand.
Yes, indeed.
And that means that you ain't watched that baby in I don't know how long.
A few months.
When's the last time she watched that baby?
Look at the hands. They're just a totally different color. Right. Oh, terrible. I'm so glad we not like that. I am so glad we are who and what we are. Oh, more.
Oh, yeah, wow. She had a whole bunch of kids. I don't even know how her husband did it, getting out of that Dutch oven.
Okay.
With a pH balance like that, boy, you think she put the covers over your head, boy? That thing's Dutch oven. That's where that comes from, a Dutch oven. Wow. Boy, it was like breaking out and having kids.
Yeah.
You had a break. Yes. That's where the Dutch oven comes from. Oh my God.
They needed help. That's why we helped
from this
woman. So our prince got jokes, y'all. Okay.
She's the originator of the Dutch. Oh my gosh. That thing was trapped in that dress. That's why it would use that dress used to be pink. That thing turned green.
Oh, We laugh. We're just laughing, having a wonderful time as we learn. It's not personal. It just
These are these people, man.
Oh,
These people
yeah,
crazy,
they
man.
are. Yes. Yes, hungry, dirty, in our lands. Got to go, got to go, got to go.
Hey, talking about you came here and had a whole bunch of hairstyles and were like, yeah, where did I? No, you didn't have your hair combed, nothing. You was looking like a straight booger wolf out here.
Confirmed by the bell. He said a booger wolf.
I'm just saying. I mean.
Right. The U.S. basically had open borders before 1924 with very few restrictions. When people say my great-grandparents came here legally, they mean they bought a ticket and showed up.
With visas, no culture, no nothing, just appropriating like, why are you fishing here? Right. What the hell? You didn't even, where you come from, lady? Yeah. They gave me this land. What?
Yes. No visas, no passports, no green cards. They just showed up, no papers. And now they're trying to protect the borders like it's their land, trying to keep their cousins off. No, everybody go home. Just go home. Everybody just go back home, and it's all good. Slavery was officially abolished in the United States Corporation with the passage and ratification of the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution on December the 18th, 1865. While the Emancipation Proclamation issued by President Lincoln in 1863 declared slaves and Confederate states free, the 13th Amendment. Dang, Prince, we was getting it. Tap the screen, fam. Let's tap that screen. Let's show appreciation for the Prince and I working hard for the family, okay? While
we didn't need to see that. I don't even know that was even in there.
Okay. While Ellis Island is primarily known as a gateway for European immigrants, Asians did also pass through in the 18th and 19th centuries, though in smaller numbers and with different experiences. However, Asian immigration to the United States Corporation primarily occurred through the West Coast, particularly Angel Island and San Francisco, which served as the main entry point for Asians, especially Chinese immigrants.
Now they mixed with the Caucasians. Now the Asians, look, I'm going to show you the Asians. Watch that.
So they coming in from the West Port, the East Ports. They just flooding our lands from all possible ways. And all of them dirty and nasty. And jealous. Because we had civilization that was beautiful and would be beautiful again soon.
And here they go right here. I got pictures of you coming on that boat now being inspected by creepers.
Yeah, creepers.
You see, he choosing. Creepy. He creepy as hell and choosing. He's choosing too, all creepy. You see him all choosing, all creepy, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Right? And then he gonna take that little girl right there, and then they're gonna have a Native American.
Yes. I mean, that's how
they're gonna make a baby and become a Native American. Can you believe it? Their descendants are out here talking about, oh, I'm a native. Man, get out my face. Here you go coming on the boat. This dude right here talking about, I'm a native. No. Look at your little bowl cut. You still got the same bowl cuts that you did back in the day. See that thing coming around the corner?
Yes. It's right there, front and center. You look at the same way. I tell you, the pictures ain't lying. It's informing us of the reality. The earth says it's observable reality.
I'm gonna show you. You all got the same cut. You still got the same cut. The Slavic Quovas, we like to call it right here. You know what I mean? They put you in the chair and just spin you around. The Slavic spin around.
No idea.
As you can see right here, the Bolarama. You see what I'm saying? Well, I don't even know. Those swirling dervish. That's why homeboy can't get his thing straight in the morning. Never. Cheeto does. Just leave it like that.
Right.
Give me a toupee on this. Because you know he got a
Right.
cul-de-sac. Look, you see right here. Look, you all the way down the line.
All the way down the line, millions and millions and millions, without papers and documentation, just flooded into our beautiful lands.
Here's you right here. They're giving you housing here. These are the Indian schools, obviously. You see what I'm saying? They got you standing. They just putting you in spots, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You and the Indian, you and the Native American there.
Yes. Native American now. You husky Siberians in 2026. So we're going to send you home because they're preparing good food for you. They got elk and buffalo. They're preparing.
Here's all of y'all coming here, and the cities are already built already, just to let you know. You did these cities are not built by immigrants like you people just want to always perpetuate and lie about because you're all immigrants. So you always try to play to the crowd because you're all immigrants. We're not. So, but these cities in the Americas was not built by you people. As you can see here, I'm going to show you all coming off your boats because you don't have no pictures of us coming off no boats.
No pictures at all. And the buildings are beautiful in the backdrop. And a lot of the pictures, they try to whitewash it so you can't see those beautiful buildings. So they can act like they built them. But we know they lying.
Here's more of you fake Native Americans with the high cheekbones right here being checked into Ellis Island. Here's your little Apache necklaces right here. You're acting like you're Apache. Now she's acting Apache today with the same little split down the middle here. And now you put a tattoo on your chin. It was like, I'm indigenous. No.
No.
You're an Ellis Islander. As you can see here, these people playing, their offspring are playing indigenous today. Look, them all in the back there. No, I'm native. I'm native. I'm native.
Mm-hmm. You're not native to here, sir, ma'am. See you later. Wouldn't want to be anything but the Atlantean that we are. We're getting big downloads and elevations with this lesson.
This is what Native Americans look like. No, they don't. Okay? This is what these movies, they take them into Ellis Island and put her in a movie and be like, this is what Native Americans. No, they don't. The real Aboriginal American people got reclassified. They didn't come in on boats like these people did. And that's a fact. That's why none of these Native American groups ever went through reclassification because they're not the American Indian, period.
It's been decreed by a prince that you have to leave our lands immediately. It's over. It is over. Yes, Christy, they are creepy. Very creepy.
Here they all are today, right there. There you go. We got all the pictures of y'all, man. You don't have no pictures of us getting checked in like this. And that's why this is what hurts y'all. Because us not saying nothing makes your world this hunky-dory world in our land, which we are not letting you do that anymore.
No, we are not. It's over. It's been decreed to the son of the sun, by the sun and our Mother Earth.
This is the look you get when you're trying to act American when you come from Slovakia.
That's the look.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're just Slovakian, dude. Stop acting like you came here civilized people and all of that stuff. You should have never came here with that story because you know that eventually the lie was going to come to the light.
Right.
Now you all perpetuated it like you brought all these cultures here when you're just the Slovakian people.
Yes, cave people. Cave dirty people who eat lice out of their hair if it fell down into their plates. And you documented it. We didn't write that. You wrote that. We just read it and understood it.
Then they put you from those joints onto these TP joints. They try to perpetuate in the Americas that they came here and the Americas look like this. Now I just showed you that all of the Americas is already built already. But they want you to think that when they came to the Americas, it looked like this.
That's a Hollywood set.
Exactly.
To make their movies. I mean, that's where they came from, and they didn't know what to do when they saw our buildings. They just didn't know what to do. They couldn't believe it, and they still don't know what to do. After all these years, they still don't know what to do. But we do know what to do. And our Father, the Son, is going to lead us.
When really, this right here, right? They said that the Atlantean construction looked like this, right? This is how Atlantis looked like. This is what Atlantis looked. This is what they say Atlantis looked like. See that? See that?
Beautiful.
But they call us slaves, and they say us slaves built this.
Yeah, slaves can't do that, sir.
They said slaves did this, doctor.
They lied.
They said slaves did this.
No.
Oh.
They can't even conceive.
No, this is Aboriginal American people. They said slaves did this. These are the star forts. This is what they've seen when they came here. Wasn't teepees. They found these star forts that look like this, straight earthworks.
Beautiful.
Straight earthworks. You see how their culture looks? It's real drab and dreary and dank and dark. Our John ain't like that. Look how beautiful that is. You see what I'm saying? This is our culture. This is our earthworks from the Americas. See that?
Yes.
And around the globe, actually. But you see, most of them are here.
Beautiful. We're brilliant.
Yeah, these are from here, from the Americas, yes. Y'all Slovakian people, that's why you call this the promised land, all that new world, all that. Exactly. This is what you came and found when you got here. Okay. This is what you came and found.
Yes.
This.
Beautiful. Just splendid.
You build with wood. You don't build like this. This come out the stone quarries from around the Americas. They don't go to stone quarries and then harvest out of the stone quarries and build buildings. They don't do that. No way. No way.
I mean, look how detailed. You can tell we put a lot of energy and love into what we created.
This Chicago, that's Chicago right there.
Yeah.
And I already showed this. I showed this many times. Man, this is what it looked like in the Americas when they came here, dude. And this is why they tore it all down. See that? I showed y'all. Because of that right there. This is why they tore it all down. Because of that. It shows who built it. The Aboriginal American. You're calling black people.
Gladouche.
Straight up in your face, right there.
Looking
standing up there nice and proud over what he just built. Those are free energy buildings. You see? Like this one right here. I'll show you. Like that one. This is the Castle of Cucumatz, or you might know as Quetzalcoatl. See right here? This is me inside of that building. The only place you can get a picture of this building. Because inside of that building, when you go to the right, it opens up, a door opens up to this mock-up of the castle itself. See that right there? It's got 49 domes on it. You see? I came in right through that gate right there, right into the They used to have a whole bunch of fruits and flowers offerings all out in here during the solstices. This courtyard.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. That building right there, when you look at the top of the domes, you can see the silver, gold, copper come down the backbone of the building. The T-square, every other column is Tesla coils, but this is thousands of years before Tesla this was built. You see? That's a gigantic galvanic battery. Shows it right there. These are free energy buildings that you're looking at, ladies and gentlemen. All of this stuff. This is the grid that they tore down and then put up telephone poles and cell phone towers.
Crazy. Who would tear this
to
up?
make you pay
Who would tear this
to
up?
live. See, that 49 dome building would throw energy to this dome. And see how that building goes all the way down the block? You didn't need telephone poles because this lit up the block. Then that would throw the energy to this building. You see?
Yes.
That's how that works. That's how that works. You can see what they did with building. You see how they tore down. You can see how this looks real light over here, and you can see all the small all around their buildings. A whole bunch of squared up SpongeBob SquarePants. Right. Because they got squared up in the pants. And you can see right here, they just made a whole bunch of industries where you can go buy something here, buy something there, or buy something there, a bunch of different stupid trinkets.
Exactly.
And tore this down.
Trinkets. They cray. That is so crazy that they would tear it down instead of enjoying it.
They called the people who made it African Americans. When Africa don't even have these buildings.
Right.
This Africa's building.
Not a one. Like
let me zoom in.
Fortresses.
It matches with the dust out front that the goats pooped on.
Indeed.
This Africa's buildings right here. Look. That ain't no damn. Come on, man.
Right.
Is that this?
Face. No way. Like
let's go in between those two pictures for a moment there.
I don't understand why they didn't build us the land. No way.
I mean, I just want to be clear when I'm talking. You see?
No.
I just want to be clear when I go to talk. Is that this?
No way. Impossible.
So why are you calling him African? That's you're racist against the Aboriginal American people, and you call us African when you know we ain't got nothing to do with Africans. And this is the American mound builder culture. Africa don't even have any mounds. We evolved from mound building over millions of years, mound building, pyramid building, then free energy building.
Literally.
Then you called these buildings Tartarian buildings to erase that we're the only ones who make them.
Right. Diabolical. Crazy. I'm so glad we're not them. We are sitting very pretty, fam, as we continue to learn and elevate.
This is the free energy building. This is a picture I took from on top of Cholula right here. This is the free energy building that's on top of Cholula also. Let me zoom into you right there for you. They said that the Spanish built. No.
Right.
But they want you to think that the Americans look like this when they got here.
Literally. And we thought it for a long time. We did, because I'm older. So I grew up thinking that for a very long time until how old were you when you found differently? Maybe 3 years ago. When I started coming into these live streams, Earth Speaks live streams. These are enslaved African Americans built the White House and Capitol. Lord, they staged real good.
You see that right there?
Mm-hmm. Stage.
That's how they hide who you are. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Because slaves cannot build these people.
No. I mean, they've been playing in our face for hundreds of years. We just didn't know. Now we knew, but we didn't know the degree.
The English word slave does indeed originate from the Slavic people. You see that right there?
Yes.
So these people, these slaves right here, cannot build these buildings. You see that? You see, they want to call us slaves. That's what they want to call us. But that ain't no slave. That ain't no slave. See that? They try to give you their identity. That's what this all is about, though. They want to take your identity. They want your identity. They want it, but they can't have it. It don't fit. Your coach, who you are. Like, this is a picture that I took on top of Cholula right here when I climbed Cholula. And look at all these free energy buildings that they turned into churches.
Right.
All the way back. They go all the way back and all the way to the side.
Wow.
Then they say that the Spanish built these, but these are the Aztec buildings, the free energy buildings that gave power throughout the whole city. See?
Mm-hmm. Yes, they're barbarians. They can't, it's like they're not used to nothing, so they can't take care of nothing. They're just gonna tear it up.
That's how you know the people down in these areas today are not the Aboriginal people there. You see? Right. Because they're going to those churches and saying that the Spanish built these churches there.
Exactly.
That's how you know that they're invaders too. They're keeping the lie going. You see what I'm saying?
All of them.
Yeah, they're keeping the lie going. This right here is going to be the next jaunt that we get into. I never really pulled this up. I never pulled this up before. So this is some stuff that I was just kind of reading and messing around with. But since we got the doctor up here, I appreciate you, doctor.
Hey. Ashe.
Oh.
Yeah,
go ahead, doctor.
Contesting white slavery in the Caribbean. Enslaved Africans and European indentured servants in 17th century Barbados. Abstract. 17th century reports of the suffering of European indentured servants and the fact that many were transported to Barbados against their wishes has led to a growing body of transatlantic popular literature, particularly dealing with the Irish. This literature claims the existence of white slavery in Barbados and essentially argues that the harsh labor conditions and sufferings of indentured servants were as bad or even worse than that of enslaved Africans. Though not loudly and publicly proclaimed for some present day white Barbadians, as for some Irish and Irish Americans, the white slavery narrative stresses a sense of shared victimization. This sentiment then serves to discredit calls for reparations from the descendants of enslaved Africans and the United States Corporation and the former British West Indies. This article provides a detailed examination of the socio-legal distinctions between servitude and slavery and argues that it is misleading, if not erroneous, to apply the term slave to Irish and other indentured servants in early Barbados.
But why, when the original word slave comes from those same people?
Exactly. It's their word.
But you're quick to apply it to us.
Yes.
But you got to think about it when it comes to you, when the word comes from you.
Right. Your word. Your
Destiny
word.
swapping. You want to call it indentured servitude when you are the slaves, but you won't call
Exactly.
us POWs.
Right. Yes.
It's not making sense anymore. It looks like what you're trying to do. And that is destiny swap and identity swap.
Literally. Okay. Referring to white slaves as servants as slaves deflects the experiences of millions of persons of African birth or descent. We systematically discuss what we believe are the major socio-legal differences and the implications of these differences between indentured servitude and the chattel slavery that uniquely apply to Africans and their descendants.
Now you see there, you see here, they're trying, this article here is them attempting to use paper genocide and the pen to reassociate the identities.
Yes.
You see? They don't want to call, don't ever want to use the word slave anymore for the actual Slavic people. Right? The English word slave does indeed originate from these people that they're not trying to call the Slavs anymore. They want to call them, oh, you was just indentured servants now. Exactly. Right? And these other people were the slave.
Right.
These black people with African identity, all of these things that they're making up because we don't have African identity. Africa doesn't have any mounds. At one point, the Americas were the only lands on the planet for millions of years. There's stories about it.
Right.
So there was no Africa. So how could we have African descent? Doesn't make sense. Your whole basis doesn't make sense. You see? So I just wanted to show you some of that stuff.
Yes.
And really dig into all of how these people, you see how they whited out the picture in the background because all the cities are already built and you can see the train systems are already there when you people pull up with everything that you own in your suitcases.
Literally.
This is the real story of you people when you came here. I have the pictures of you. You don't have no pictures. You have drawn pictures to a drawn up narrative of my people here. But if we were in that slave trade, you would certainly have some pictures like I have you in the slave trade, the actual slave trade, like this. You would have at least one.
Yes.
You don't have any.
No, none. And they collect everything and keep everything.
Stop going around the lands acting like you're the Aboriginal Amaru Khan mound builder culture when you have nothing to do with us.
That's right.
With that, I want to pay divine honors to the universe, divine honors to the sun, divine honors to our ancestors, divine honors to our beautiful planet and our ancestral lands, which is the Western Hemisphere, Tamari, who you might know as America. Shout out to, let's clap up the doctor. Let's go,
doctor. For our prince.
You did a great job. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Prince.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate the Atlanteans. Thank you for the gifts. It's us collectively together. We're an awesome group. We have good synergy. We learn very well together. So thank you for being you. And yes, us for being us, because we be getting it in, man. We don't play at all. And so it's a joy. Thank you.
Yeah, you see, if you stood in here for that whole study, you stood in there, you're like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah,
because it is. See, they put a narrative out there. They didn't put the truth out there. The truth is still there, though. You just got to be willing to take the path. See? And I did that for you. All you got to do is come in here into our live streams and start raising the consciousness with us, and I'll give you the information. I ain't going to charge you. I ain't going to nothing. See what I'm saying? I appreciate the people who donate and gift and subscribe and stuff like that to help us push that stuff into. Well, I'm never going to charge you for this. You see what I'm saying? I'm not Billy Carson. I'm bound by the laws of even having this information. There's laws of even having this kind of info. And you can't be trying to be a millionaire in their consciousness and know all of this at the same time. It's not going to work. It just doesn't work like that. Because I'm here to get rid of their money system.
Ashe. Literally.
What's an Atlantean? Atlantean is the so-called Black American bloodlines. At one point, the Americas was called Atlan. At means inner on. Lan means the most beautiful. That's why we have an Atlanta. Ta means the land of Atlan, the most beautiful lands. That's why we have a Maz Atlan. That's why we had a Aslan. We have the Atlantic Ocean. That's why. See, this is Atlan. The people, the Amaru people who live in Atlan are the Atlanteans. You see us every 4 years in the Olympics. You see us doing the Chef Curry and all of them, and Ant-Man flying through the air and all that, dominating the world and everything. In fact, there wouldn't even be an Olympics if we weren't in it, because nobody's going to watch Serbia play France.
No.
Well, he's
not even Serbians.
They want to know, can you beat the original people from the Americas? And it's a resounding
yes.
Hell no.
Okay.
That's what makes it interesting. And everybody trains so hard for those 4 years because they want to know, can you beat us? And it's always no, you get left in the dust. And then Sha'Carri Richardson run by you and look at you like this, like Wonder Woman.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, she smoked them.
And then you're like, oh, that's just another black man doing a black person. Yeah, forget about these blackies. No, that's an Atlantean that just looked at you, ran by you like it wasn't nothing.
Okay. And that's what we do in all fields. I mean,
the only ones that compete with us is our brethren. Our brethren. Right. Then that's the Caribs. Right. It'd be us neck and neck right here in the land.
Exactly.
Nobody else can compete with us. Period. It's only the Amaru Khan people. The Caribs, the Amaru, and they're the Amaru. So it's not even like it's just us going against each other, really.
Exactly.
And it'd be us the whole time.
Yes.
And there is nobody else that's even close in the screen. When we're running against each other, we're pushing each other so hard. There's no other nation in the screen.
No.
Everybody else then got left in the dust. You're not even nowhere near close. That shows how advanced we are here, just period. Like our muscle structure, our everything, our fast twitch is the fastest on the planet. Africans get dominated the same way. Yeah. They're not us. No. When we played Sudan, we destroyed them. We let them stay good in the stay close in the exhibition. But when it came down to the come down real games, we destroyed them.
Exactly. We play with you a little bit. We threw.
Yeah, because we knew it wasn't nice. It was like when the exhibition, we're just gonna mess around with these boys. See what they let them play around, stay close. And when it comes to the medal games and all that, you're out of here. And that's what happened. You got blowed out. The doors blowed off of you. Straight up.
Doors. For real. Go home and lick your wound for 4 years before you come back for some more. Okay? Because we always ready. Jamaicans are us. Prentice.
Yes, they're the Maru people. They're the Luca Kyrie. And that's who we are. All of us. So shout out to the people, man. Yes, the Caribs are our same bloodlines. Yes. Mm-hmm. Shout out to the people, man. I appreciate everybody who joined the stream. If you donated, let me shout out the donators real quick. We had a few donators, and tomorrow's donations, we're going to be sending donations to Dr. Kimberly. We're going to be putting her Cash App up in the John. Tomorrow's donations on the streams are going to be for her, because we really appreciate you helping us. get this book
I
and
appreciate
all of
you.
these different things. So we want to, see that you get some love too.
For sure.
You know what I
Thank
mean?
you.
But
I
shout out to
appreciate it.
Barry,
Yes.
$4.44 donation, and Rodney Cook, $50 donation. Damn.
Shay. Rodney showing out.
Damn. And Frank sent a $50 donation too. God dang.
Thank you.
Crazy, man, today. So I appreciate all the people who donate, subscribe, give, all that. We ain't even say nothing about donations that people donate. So I appreciate the people who just do it of their own free will, because that's what this whole thing is about. Your free will and what you do with it. That's it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Tomorrow, because the doctor is putting in some real long hours on this book, so we want to show her some love. I want to be definitely putting her Cash App in the joint. So tomorrow I'm going to be sending the Cash App to the lead moderator, the head moderator, which is time today. She will get in, send the rest of the moderators the Cash App to be put in for the next couple days in here, so we can get Dr. Kimberly some funding down there. And I also will be giving her some little, some more funding on the back end also from the book proceeds. So
thank you.
And she will be also getting editor's credit on the book, which is historical. She's on the book.
Yes. It's so nice, y'all. You just have no idea how beautiful this book is. It is phenomenal. For some people, it's going to sit them over the edge. It's going to smack them upside their head so hard.
We're saying everything so right. Everything. It's amazing.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, we got our princess doing it. It's beautiful. He is that GOAT. He is the son of the sun, and he don't play. He ain't playing.
We're gonna get this thing handled, and that joint is gonna be a really once that thing is all the way. We don't want to tell you the name of the book yet, but it's something that you're gonna like, and it's fitting for the story that we're telling. So we'll just keep that close to the vest for now until we do a pre. I'm gonna tell you like 2 weeks before it's ready to go live, or it might be a week before. So right before it's ready to go live, then I'll be letting you know everything, and you can get ready for the try to give you as much notice as possible. All right. So yes, I know it's highly anticipated, even more than my first book, because everybody that read the first book was like, damn. But this one is like, whoa.
Yeah, this one is gone.
This one, and then coupled with that one, man.
Yes.
Man.
Fire.
Ain't never been done before. So this one is extensive, super extensive, and it's telling the whole story of the world through the hieroglyphics, literally.
Yes, it's very extensive, fam. It's very extensive. He's not playing when he say extensive. He means extensive. And for me to say it, I'm telling you, it ain't no joke. Don't come up here playing, because our prince don't play.
Yes,
it ain't no joke.
And shout out to the doctor. That's why we're sending some love our way, because to put it together is not for the weak.
No, you better get on it. You better go.
Let me tell you that right now. If your thing ain't clicking on all cylinders, you ain't have a nice rest at night, you ain't get all your good food in you, all that, you're gonna be frustrated. You ain't gonna be able to, because you're in a high. Once you get into it, you're in a high thought plane, and you stay there. And you have to
literally
manage it.
Yes.
It's wild.
Yes. You are gone from here. You are totally down in it, working it, and for hours and hours. But it's just so beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's very tough. It's not easy, but it's going to be worth it. And nothing that you know what I mean is easy I was watching one time, what's the name was talking about about him learning the guitar because Prince, he was self-taught, all the music, all the instruments that he played everything. But he's self-taught on everything. And he was like, when I was learning the guitar, it was so hard. It was like but you would never think that you would ever hear Prince say something like that, right?
Right. Exactly.
Because he's such a genius with the guitar, but he was like, that was like one of the hardest things, and it's frustrating. But once you get it, you become a genius with it. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of the same thing here. Like we're going through it, and it's teaching us to compartmentalize all of the things into into the rightful places, because they deserve that place there. That's where they belong. You know what I mean? Telling the history and really doing.
I'm waiting. Excuse me, Prince. I'm waiting to start dreaming it. See, when I'm working documents, I start dreaming the document, or I'm working the document. So when I wake up, it'll tell me where I need to go correct a mistake over here to pull it into line, and then go over here to this chapter because you got to tweak it right here too. And so it's a process of a body, mind, and soul. Your spirit is going in. You can't play with it. You got to surrender to it for it to do what it does.
Yes, because if not, it's going to buck you, and it's a wave. So I appreciate all the people that's been supporting us. It's been 2 years since my last book, but it's took me this whole time to accumulate all the rest of that information. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's so much. Yes,
and so get the enhancements and all of that to fit to go in the book. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it took me that whole time to even get this book ready.
Yeah.
So,
indeed.
And that last translation with the Indonesian translation, like that's on, you know what I mean? So with the enhancements and all of that, I ain't have all that. Right. Now that's all going in the book, man. All that.
All of it. It's so many images, y'all. It's so much material.
So
when you get this book, you're going to be knocking people down if they even look at your book like they want to take it out your possession. You're going to be knocked. This book, you can't even have it. I'll buy you one. No. But don't touch my copy.
No, it's so sacred. Copy. It's so sacred. It's a sacred book, and there ain't a piece of AI in it. It's me saying those words.
Yeah, it's
every word you hear in the book. I said it myself.
Yes, he did.
So I said it like that. Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Like that.
Word.
I mean, it's brilliant, y'all. It's brilliant.
Because you can't. Because I have a certain essence. So I have to say it how I say it and how y'all are used to hearing me. Exactly. The sun does it that way. So, and trust me, it's said properly. There was one part of the book where we went through it, and we went through that damn thing for about 45 minutes just to get that one piece right. That's how intricate this book is.
Literally.
Serious.
You got to surrender to it. You got to just surrender to the process and work. And
no game.
As a spiritual too, you get into that flow, and it's amazing. It's amazing to get into that flow.
It was like 3 paragraphs. We sat there for 45 minutes trying to fit it in properly. It just was like we were trying to get the right wording proper.
And because it's brilliant.
It was a thought that was so brilliant, that you couldn't mess that up.
Right.
If you messed that up, man, you messed the book up.
Yes.
Seriously,
it was like that.
You messed up the book if you messed that up.
Yes.
So it's like we're sitting there, and that like gives me a little angst. You know what I mean? So and I don't be feeling like that. I never feel like that. I don't feel any feelings ever about like I'm not attached to it. But that does that to me. I'd be like, whoa, no, I see.
He be telling me, be quiet, y'all. He'd be saying, Dr. Kimberly, just let me think for a minute. Just let me think for a minute. Just be quiet. So, okay, I'm going to be quiet, sir. I'm going to be quiet. So he can go in his head and do what he do. And then he comes out with the language and we write it down. Then I read it 3-4 times. Then he tweak it some more and we keep tweaking it until he's satisfied.
Then we got to go back to the beginning and come back and then go back to the beginning.
You gotta,
go back to the beginning, come back, go back to the beginning. What we all fit. And then it's a process. It's not an easy thing to do. It's just not easy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But that's part of us, it's a microcosm of us working together and the things that we're going to need to do later on. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So the people that's going to be working closely with me now, going to be also, and here in the stream, going to be also working closely with me to raise the frequency of the planet. So we need to be able to, we need to know how each other works. And Denitria, and Dr. Washington know how I am when I work. I'm very, let's go. You know what I mean? And that's what we're going to get this done. And that helps everybody else learn that process, because that process I used to get the things that I teach you here.
Mm-hmm.
You see? And that is what it takes to get it. Mm-hmm. And then you'd be like, damn. Well, Dr. Kimberly be like, damn, that's a monster.
Yes, our Prince don't play, y'all.
Yeah, but that's what it took for me to get it. And that's like the mild version. That's like mild hot sauce. That is not, because I know I'm dealing with the royal bloodline. So I try my best not to go there.
But he will. Don't you play. We're gonna do it like this.
But you see, when we go to work, that thing, you're like, I'm so hard on myself, and it's not kid gloves, because I don't feel like I have to have kid gloves on y'all, because y'all are you are on it. So it's not really, I don't feel that way at all. You know what I mean? I just feel like we had to work together to be able to know how to work together. And that's just how it works. And that's what we did. And now our process is much smoother, because we know.
Oh, it's on now.
And we see that it works. It works, and we're getting through it.
Yes, we're getting through it, and it's
a process, y'all. Like, we're fighting it.
Oh yeah,
we're fighting it, and it's not really. It's not supposed to be easy.
No, you're going in deep. This is a deep where you go inside yourself deep, because we're not talking 25 pages, 50 pages, 100 pages, 200 pages. We're talking about a book. Okay,
we're talking about
chapters, images, pictures, everything, and it has to be right and put in the right place. So you got 300 images that you got to fit into where they go, and you got to take your time and just go into it, and don't worry about that you got 300. No, you just systematically go from where you're at, and the next, and the next, and the next.
I had to wrestle with that part because of the magnitude of the book, how much information was going in the book. I didn't know how I was going to mentally even start. Like, where was I even going to freaking start this book?
Well, you did.
It was so much
brilliant
information.
It's overwhelming. Yeah, it's overwhelming.
Yes. I had no idea. And it, like, when I thought about doing it, it would pop me, because I'd be like, I don't even know how to even tackle. That's a monster right there. And that's for me.
Yeah,
I got the information, and I'm like, this is a monster, and I don't feel like going through that. But it's part of my walk. I have to do it because thousands of years from now, somebody's going to find that book.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, whoa.
They're going to be like, wow, what the
because it's all in there.
This is my first book. For the people who didn't get the first book, you need to get that, because I've referenced the first book, and the things that I'm talking about in this book are expounding upon all of that other stuff that I laid down in this book. So you gotta get that's on Amazon. So you can go get that right now. That's available. Yes, that is available on Amazon in the hardcover like this or the soft cover. Very, very amazing book. It's straight up color. The whole book is color.
Yes, beautiful.
The whole book. I started off in the oldest forest on the planet. Literally, look, I'll show you. This is all colored. Look, all the stuff that I be showing y'all up here. No, that it's all color. There's even pictures I don't even be bringing up here. And shit, look. It's color. It's a color book. The whole. There's a whole back. Look, I show all the different pictures from Chichen Itza and everything in this book. I show the Temple of the Warriors, the mock-up from the joint. I got everything in here, Jack. I showed the joint right here, the castle. Inside of that castle, I showed these pictures right here. When we left down Central America, they started fighting over the pyramids. And here's that fight and all that. That's inside of that castle. Inside of that castle, on one of the walls, all of this is drawn on it. You see what I'm saying? So I put all of those pictures in the book. All that stuff's in there, man. Like that's in the back. I put a photo gallery in the back. But all the information, the Pangea and how that's not real, and all that stuff's in there.
Right.
I show the Olmec heads nice up and close and all that. These are pictures I took myself. Yeah. All that stuff's in there, man. All that stuff's in there. All of it. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
But the next book is this one was our hardcore foundation. Holds no punches.
Right.
You see, it shows me at the Johns right there. Shows all the different things. This next one solidifies and it's with all the hieroglyphics and the enhancements. So that's through the whole John. The mountain in Peru, the mine shaft, the Indonesian temple, what else? Everything, the giant faces, all that stuff's in there. I've been to that Olmec head too. You see, there I am right there in that picture in at that Olmec head. You see what I'm saying? So all that stuff's in here. Y'all go get that book, man. The whole Pangea stuff. Look, I talk about the Gullah Geechee and how they made the Ogeechee River, and they come from there. Show our earthworks. I show everything. This chart right here is crazy. I show the Olmec cultures on the landmass and everything through the landmass. If you don't have this, then you don't know nothing. It's just what it is. You don't know what you need to know.
Exactly.
Nope. You certainly do not know what you need to know. No, you don't. So
you don't.
That is our foundation, straight up. That book right there. This next book has all the stories and all of the different, like how the earth was created, those first races. It tells the whole story.
Yes, it does.
The whole thing.
Very clear. It's very clear. Easy to read.
And it's in story form too, kind of. It's like a story form, but it's hardcore.
Exactly.
It's hardcore, scientifically proven. I'm showing it. There's no way you can get around the images and what I'm saying with the receipts coupled to it. No way. Impossible. No way. And then when you that's just with that book, this new one. But when you're thinking with those two together, it's like, man, forget about it, man. This is crazy.
Douche.
Yeah, and that's just my third book is going to be all of the whole colonization, what happened here, and all those different things told by, you know what I mean, me. Yes. We're going to go into the Chatty and all of the different, the Moonite Rose and all that. That's my third book. That's a whole nother book. But this one talks about the ancient histories and all of the different things and how we got to here. You see what I'm saying? I don't really tell all the other stuff because it ain't, but I do get into their sciences and how it's bull crap, and I crush them.
Yeah, he crushes them, and it's so obvious. It's so obvious that they're crushed. You can't deny it when you read the book because the receipts are there and the logic is so profound and superb, and it all makes sense. It makes sense.
Yes. That John's gonna be a trilogy, John, but this one right here is gonna be, that's like the second book in the trilogy. The next book will be the full colonization of the Americas, all of the seaside show and that kind of stuff. And you know, we're gonna break that whole thing down. You know what I mean? And show what this whole thing and you know, the whole thing, how it happened. But those other two books open up the story so much. So then when I tell that story, then you know all that other stuff. So then all the disinformation problems aren't there anymore. You see what I'm saying? You know what's real and what isn't. And that's another thing that these books help you do. It helps you with when you hear other information to see if it's real or not.
Exactly.
It helps you with your discernment. So you see what I'm saying? Because you know through those books what, you know what I mean, that this is definitely what it is. So if somebody says this other thing, like, nah, because I seen in the John and I seen it, and nah, that could not be, because, or that could be. Yes, that is it. You're not gonna be, you'll be definitive in what you know or don't know from then on out. So that's a fact. That's a fact. It puts you back in alignment. So those are the facts, and they are unequivocal. You see. So I appreciate the people who support what I'm doing here and help me. The doctor obviously offered just to donate her services here. So we really appreciate that, doctor. We can't just let you do that. And we want to, you know, see, at least you can get a, you know, good dinner. Maybe you want to get yourself a nice dress or bed wraps or something. You know what I mean?
I appreciate
whatever.
you. Yes.
You know, get yourself something.
The biggest thing is we're going to take care of the business. And it's not money. You know, we're Atlanteans. And when we have skill sets and we can help ourselves, we have to have the courage to step up and help ourselves. And sometimes you get a little money and sometimes you don't. But what we're doing is for ourselves. And so we can't be stingy with ourselves. It's not logical. So I thank you, Prince, for looking out for me, and the Atlanteans for looking out for me. But I do, like I said, I volunteer my time. I mean, I'm retired. I need to give back to the community. In fact, I have to. I've got to give some of my services out. Free.
Well, we know that the community don't have no problem giving back to you too, though. You know what I mean? They like that. They need to know that you're getting a good meal and you got good brain function in here, so you can keep, you know, help me do this. It's a beast.
Yes,
people are gonna realize when you see it. You're like, die.
Yes. Oh yes, they're gonna be amazed.
Cooked. This is the cookiest
they're gonna be amazed
that ever got cooked. you are fried chicken.
wait,
so
Prince.
The doctor,
they're gonna be talking about.
You know what I mean? This is the least we can do.
They're gonna be talking about you. They're gonna have clubhouse conversations, groups about talking about your book. Your book is going to be talked about on every platform. I mean, literally, you're going to go in there and they're going to say, this is
how you going to deny
name
it?
Of the book. You can't deny it. You can't deny it. And it's going to wait, watch this flood. Watch it hits. When it hits, how it hits the world.
And this is what people don't realize is there's a lot of hieroglyphics that didn't make the book because they didn't have enhancements. So once I get enhancements, that's a whole nother book to a whole nother story. I'm talking about that's because the Great Sphinx don't make it. There's a couple of other drawings that don't make it.
Yes. So we need a graphic artist, fam. Who's out there that has a skill set?
Like
Yes.
we can get it and we can get it all the
Yes.
way
We can get it
Yes, we
in.
can.
Yes.
Especially if I could
We're
get the
going
enhancements
to.
to the whole Great Sphinx, that would be
Oh,
nuts.
yes.
That would be completely
Yes.
nuts. Full blown
Yes, it
enhancements
would
to the
be.
whole thing. Wow.
Oh,
Then I could just
please.
walk through like bing, 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 bing,
Mhm.
bing, 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 wham.
Yeah, literally. Literally.
That
I mean,
and that's what drives this book. That's why
sure.
this is so historical, because it's never been done. Not that, not like that. No way.
Not this. No.
Nobody's ever
No.
deciphered the hieroglyphics for one. So
Right.
the
Them
decipherment of the
themselves, just
hieroglyphics are in
that.
there. Then and put
Yes.
enhancements to it to show the image unequivocally. I mean, you're
Mhm.
done. You're done. There's no way that anybody can ever say that they deciphered hieroglyphics unless
Exactly.
they didn't check with me. Like that's another AKA. Check with me.
Right.
You ain't deciphered nothing unless you did.
Right.
Shout out to the Amaru people. We're gonna see y'all tomorrow,
Ashe.
9 a.m. Eastern Standard. Doctor.
Well, no, we got that 8 o'clock.
Okay, so all right, so we ain't gonna
Unless
see
you
y'all
want to do
tomorrow.
it a little later. I mean, we can do the
Nah,
live stream. Okay.
I want to use all brain power on that and just focus in.
Yes.
So I'll see y'all. It's gonna be like early afternoon. It'll be like early afternoon. So we normally go in for a few hours before our brain starts fogging up on us. So
exactly.
So like early afternoon we'll be going in, or I'll be in here. All right. So check for me around then. And we'll only be doing the one live stream for the next couple of days till we get this thing squared all the way. Because I think the doctor's almost ready to resume the plug and play. Yeah. From here we're going plug and play. A real Atlantean masterpiece. So we have to go.
Coming together is beautiful, and we just got it's the tweaking. You gotta make it so that it's correct. You don't get to do mediocrity and say, "Oh, that's okay." No. It has to be correct. And once it's correct, the prince would say it's correct. And then we move to the next thing. And so you fight the need for closure. When you say we did it, we didn't know, we might have done it, but the next time we do this, the brilliance that come through that sentence will knock them down. And that's how one is to approach it. You just flow with it.
And I appreciate you again. Thank you, Doctor. Shout out to all the people. We had 3,700 people come through here. We had 21 new followers and 67 gifters. Damn.
Oh, thank you for the gifts.
So level 25. We're at level 25. So I appreciate the people helping us push this into the to the people who like the stream to 400, almost a 500,000 likes, 417,000 likes, almost 18,000 likes. Dang.
Beautiful.
I appreciate all the love that we get, man. That's real. So we're working hard behind the scenes, you know what I mean? Just because you see us, so appreciate y'all staying with us, man, and helping us raise the frequency. Thank you, y'all. Thank you for all the gifts. Helping us raise the frequency of this planet. Shout out to the moderators. Without them, we wouldn't even have the stream. And with that, peace to the Atlantean.